Always after always. The unbreakable bond between Princess Leonor and Princess Sofia of Spain. In the grand halls of the Zarzuela Palace, where centuries of Spanish royalty have walked before them, two young princesses are quietly rewriting what it means to be modern royalty. When Princess Leonor was asked during a rare interview what she valued most about her relationship with her younger sister Sofia, her answer was simple yet profound: always after always, we have each other. Those 4 words, always after always, have become the unofficial motto of Spain's most beloved royal siblings, encapsulating a bond that transcends titles, protocol, and the weight of a crown that will one day rest upon Leonor's head. But this isn't just another story about royal sisters. This is the tale of 2 young women who are navigating the complexities of modern monarchy while maintaining a sisterhood that has captivated not just Spain, but the world. In an age where royal families often struggle with public perception and relevance, Leonor and Sofia represent something rare: authenticity in an institution built on tradition. The heir and the spare, a modern royal dynamic. Princess Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz, born on October 31, 2005, carries the weight of destiny on her shoulders. As the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she is the heir apparent to the Spanish throne, a position that has shaped every moment of her life since birth. Just 2 years later, on April 29, 2007, her sister Sofia entered the world, and with her arrival, the dynamic of Spanish royalty shifted in ways that few could have predicted. Unlike the traditional heir and spare narrative that has defined royal siblings throughout history, Leonor and Sofia have carved out a different path. Where history books are filled with tales of sibling rivalry, jealousy, and competition for the throne, the Spanish princesses present a united front that has consistently impressed royal watchers and commoners alike. What strikes me most about these 2 is how they've managed to maintain their individual identities while supporting each other unconditionally, notes Drive. Carmen Soto Viso, a professor of contemporary history at the Complutense University of Madrid who specializes in modern European monarchies. Leonor knows she will be queen, and Sofia knows she won't, but there's no resentment there, only mutual respect and genuine affection. This dynamic became particularly evident during the COVID-19 pandemic when both princesses appeared alongside their parents in televised addresses to the nation. While Leonor spoke with the gravity befitting a future monarch, Sofia's presence provided a humanizing element that made the royal family feel more accessible to ordinary Spaniards struggling through unprecedented times. Growing up royal in the digital age. The childhood of Leonor and Sofia has unfolded in an era where every royal gesture is scrutinized, shared, and analyzed across social media platforms. Yet somehow, their parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, have managed to give them something approaching a normal childhood, or at least as normal as possible when your future involves ruling over 47 million people. Both princesses attended the Santa Maria de los Rosales school in Madrid, the same institution where their father received his early education. This choice was deliberate. Queen Letizia, herself a former journalist who understands the power of perception, insisted that her daughters experience life alongside children from various backgrounds, not just the aristocratic elite. The Queen was very clear from the beginning, reveals a former palace insider who requested anonymity. She wanted Leonor and Sofia to understand that being royal means serving others, not being served. Every decision about their education and upbringing reflected this philosophy. This approach has yielded remarkable results. Both princesses are known to be academically excellent, with Leonor showing particular aptitude for languages. She's fluent in Spanish, Catalan, English, and is learning Arabic and Chinese. Sofia, meanwhile, has developed a passion for environmental science and marine biology, interests that align perfectly with growing global concerns about climate change. Their shared experiences at school created a foundation for their relationship that goes beyond their royal status. Classmates describe them as protective of each other, with Sofia often defending Leonor when other children made comments about her future role as queen, and Leonor ensuring Sofia never felt overshadowed by the attention that naturally flows to the heir apparent. The weight of expectation and the power of support. As Leonor has grown older, the expectations placed upon her have intensified dramatically. At 18, she has already delivered speeches to the Spanish Parliament, represented Spain at international events, and begun the careful process of preparing for her eventual role as constitutional monarch. The pressure is immense, and it's here that Sofia's role as sister becomes most crucial. During Leonor's investiture as Princess of Asturias in 2018, a ceremony that formally recognized her as heir to the throne, it was Sofia who provided the emotional support that cameras couldn't capture. Royal photographers noted how Sofia stayed close to her sister throughout the day, offering reassuring smiles and subtle gestures of encouragement. Sofia has become Leonor's anchor, observes royal biographer Pilar Ayer. While everyone else sees the future queen, Sofia sees her sister, the girl who still needs reassurance, who doubts herself, who feels the enormous weight of expectation. That relationship is invaluable. This support system works both ways. When Sofia expressed interest in marine conservation, it was Leonor who encouraged their parents to arrange meetings with leading scientists and conservationists. When Sofia felt overwhelmed by the constant comparisons to her older sister in the media, Leonor publicly praised Sofia's intelligence and independence, making it clear that she valued her sister's unique contributions. Education and preparation, different paths, shared values. In 2023, Leonor made headlines when she began her studies at the prestigious UWC Atlantic College in Wales, following in the footsteps of other heirs to European thrones. The decision to send her abroad for her final years of secondary education was controversial in some quarters, with critics arguing that Spain's future queen should complete her education on Spanish soil. However, the choice revealed the modernizing influence of King Felipe and Queen Letizia, who understood that preparing Leonor for 21st-century monarchy requires international perspective and experience. More importantly for this story, it tested the sisters' bond in ways that previous generations of royals never experienced. The separation was difficult for both sisters. Sofia, left behind in Madrid, had to navigate her teenage years without her closest confidant and protector. Leonor, meanwhile, found herself in a foreign environment without the person who knew her best. Their solution was thoroughly modern. Regular video calls, shared Netflix viewing sessions conducted over video chat, and a private Instagram account where they could share moments from their daily lives. The technology that complicates royal life in some ways has been a blessing for their relationship, notes royal correspondent Paloma Barrientos. They've maintained their closeness despite the physical distance, and in many ways, the separation has made them appreciate each other even more. Sofia's own educational journey has been equally interesting to observe. While she doesn't face the same pressure as her sister, she has consistently chosen challenging academic paths and extracurricular activities that reflect a serious-minded approach to her future role as a senior royal. Her commitment to environmental causes has already earned her recognition from international conservation groups, suggesting that she will carve out a meaningful role for herself within the royal family structure. Public appearances and royal protocol. One of the most fascinating aspects of watching Leonor and Sofia grow up in the public eye has been observing how they navigate royal protocol while maintaining their sisterly bond. Spanish royal protocol is less rigid than that of some other European monarchies, but there are still strict rules about precedence, behavior, and public presentation. During official events, Leonor must take precedence as the heir apparent, walking ahead of Sofia, receiving introductions first, and occupying the position of honor. Yet the sisters have developed subtle ways of supporting each other within these constraints. Sofia often positions herself where she can catch Leonor's eye during speeches, providing silent encouragement. Leonor, meanwhile, frequently finds ways to include Sofia in conversations and photo opportunities, ensuring her sister doesn't fade into the background. Their appearance at the 2023 National Day Parade was a perfect example of this dynamic in action. As Leonor stood beside their parents during the official ceremony, Sofia maintained her position according to protocol but stayed within her sister's line of sight. When a gust of wind threatened to disrupt Leonor's hair during her speech, it was Sofia who subtly signaled to the palace staff, ensuring the moment passed without embarrassment. These small gestures speak to a larger truth about their relationship. They have learned to work within the system while never forgetting that they are, first and foremost, sisters. The modern royal sister. What makes Sofia particularly interesting is how she has embraced her role as the spare, in ways that previous generations might not have imagined. Rather than living in her sister's shadow or developing resentment about her secondary position, she has used her relative freedom to pursue interests and causes that genuinely passion her. Her work with marine conservation organizations has already taken her to research stations around the world, where she has studied everything from coral reef degradation to plastic pollution in the Mediterranean. Unlike many royal patronages that are largely ceremonial, Sofia's environmental work appears to be driven by genuine scientific curiosity and commitment. Princess Sofia represents a new model for the royal spare, argues Drive. Maria Antonia Martinez, a specialist in constitutional monarchy at the University of Salamanca. Instead of feeling relegated to a secondary role, she's creating her own sphere of influence and expertise. This actually strengthens the monarchy because it shows that royal service can take many forms. This approach has also strengthened her relationship with Leonor, who frequently consults her sister on environmental issues that will likely become increasingly important during her reign. Their conversations about climate change, ocean conservation, and sustainable development have influenced Leonor's own thinking about the monarchy's future role in addressing global challenges. Challenges and controversies. Life in the public eye has not been without its challenges for the Spanish princesses. Both have faced criticism and scrutiny that would be difficult for any teenager to handle, let alone those who carry the additional burden of representing an entire nation. Leonor has been criticized for everything from her speaking style to her clothing choices, with every public appearance dissected by media commentators and social media users. The pressure has been particularly intense around major speeches and formal events, where any perceived mistake is magnified and analyzed endlessly. Sofia, meanwhile, has had to deal with the unique challenge of being constantly compared to her older sister. Every achievement is measured against Leonor's accomplishments, and every public appearance is analyzed for signs of sibling rivalry or resentment. Through it all, their mutual support has been unwavering. When critics attacked Leonor's delivery of a speech at a youth environmental summit, Sofia posted a rare public message praising her sister's commitment to climate action. When tabloids suggested that Sofia was jealous of the attention paid to Leonor, it was the heir apparent who made sure her sister was prominently featured in the next royal family portrait. The future of Spanish royalty. As Leonor approaches her 20th birthday and Sofia enters her final years of adolescence, speculation about their future roles intensifies. Leonor's path is largely predetermined: military academy, university studies, and gradual assumption of royal duties leading eventually to the throne. But Sofia's future is more open to interpretation, and therein lies much of her appeal to a public that appreciates authenticity and individual choice. Recent polls suggest that the Spanish public views both sisters favorably, with approval ratings that exceed those of many other European royal families. More importantly, their relationship itself has become a source of soft power for Spain, representing the country's values of family unity, mutual support, and modern femininity. They represent hope for the future of constitutional monarchy in Spain, concludes political scientist Drive. Carlos Flores Jubarias. In a world where traditional institutions face increasing scrutiny, Leonor and Sofia show that royalty can be both dignified and relatable, traditional and modern, formal and authentic. Always after always. The bond that endures. As this exploration of their relationship draws to a close, it's worth returning to those four words that have come to define the connection between Spain's royal sisters: always after always. In a world where relationships are often temporary, where fame can destroy family bonds, and where the pressures of public life can tear apart even the closest siblings, Leonor and Sofia have created something rare and precious. Their bond has survived the unique pressures of royal life, the challenges of growing up in the digital age, the complexity of different roles within the monarchy, and the simple difficulties that all siblings face as they mature and develop their individual identities. Through it all, they have maintained not just love for each other, but genuine friendship, mutual respect, and unwavering support. The future will bring new challenges for both princesses. Leonor will face the enormous responsibility of eventually leading Spain through whatever challenges the coming decades may bring. Sofia will need to carve out her own meaningful role in public life while supporting her sister's reign. Both will continue to live under intense public scrutiny, with their every action and word analyzed for deeper meaning. But they will face these challenges together, secure in the knowledge that whatever the future holds, they have each other. Always after always, as Leonor said, a promise that transcends royal protocol, public expectation, and the weight of crowns. In the end, perhaps that's the most valuable lesson these two remarkable young women offer to the world: that in an age of increasing isolation and division, the bonds of family, love, and mutual support remain our greatest strength. The story of Princess Leonor and Princess Sofia is still being written, but one thing is already clear: theirs is a relationship that will define not just their own lives, but the future of Spanish royalty itself. And in that future, they will walk together, heir and sister, queen and princess, but most importantly, two young women who have never forgotten that above all else, they have each other. Always after always.